What's good, BBN? This is your host, Big Tone, on the BBN for Life podcast. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, hit the sub button. Any like and subs, greatly appreciate it. And let's go ahead and hop in today's topic. We got three subjects that we're going to talk about. Probably over the last 36 to 48 hours, it's been going on in BBN Nation and stuff like that, and just kind of talk about the Kentucky Wildcats. But first of all, congratulations on the women's Kentucky's program. They actually made it to the Sweet 16. The Lady Cats, they actually done good. Going to kind of have some coverage over it on the Saturday when they hop in and play Texas, and we'll see how it happens. Hopefully they can get the upset. It is played in Texas. I know that, the Sweet 16 game, so hopefully they can move on to the Elite Eight and see how that goes with them. But let's go ahead and hop into it. 4-star Mason Williams to Kentucky. Think about that. He is a son of former Mo Williams, NBA star. I mean, he really wasn't a star, more of a role player. Played a lot of good basketball in the NBA for a while. But what do y'all think about him? I got to watching some highlights, and what I've seen about him, he's got a good frame built to him. Like, he ain't skinny like Jalen Lowe, Jasper Johnson. He's got a solid frame. He's 6'2", and he looks like he could come and play. He is ranked third, not the first player in Tennessee. Excuse me. He is ranked third in Tennessee, third or fourth, depending on which thing you're looking at as far as recruiting. He is a 4-star prospect. He's around the 120 to 125 mark. He ain't in the top 100, but he is a 4-star prospect, kind of closer to that 3-star. And I think this is a great pickup if they can get Mason Williams to Kentucky, and I'll explain why. With his size and his build, he's going to be able to come in, and you could probably redshirt him when you needed to, and just kind of have him as a third backup point guard. Say Jalen Lowe gets hurt, or your starter, because hopefully they're going to pick up a big-time point guard in the portal for us, and that way Jalen Lowe can come off the bench. But say one of them goes down, and you can bring him and just not have his red shirt, but bring him and have him have that backup point guard position, and he would during be learning the system, stuff like that. And I think this would be a great pickup. He can score at all three levels. His jump shot looks good. It ain't got no like off to the side. It looks like a solid jump shot. He's got the mid range, and he can get to the basket and finish. I've seen some playmaking. He looks like he's a pretty good playmaker. And defensively, I've seen like 1 or 2 highlights, but he looks like to be a decent defender. He wasn't getting blown by or nothing like that, but he could be a good defender once he learns the system. But I think this could be a good program building piece to have for your backup point guard, or your redshirt point guard, in case one of your backup or your starter gets hurt. I like how he was playing. I liked a lot of what he was doing, and I think it would help Kentucky to have that backup red-shirted point guard that they can cut the red shirt if one of their point guards get hurt. But with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about Keegan Brown off his role for Kentucky. He worked with, I guess he was there when BYU, when Mark Pope was there. I'm pretty sure he was. What I've been hearing, he was there. But his role, it almost sounds like a GM, but they're not calling it a GM. He's working with recruiting, NIL, he's working with agents, and he's working with scouting. And if you really look at it, it almost sounds like a GM. I'm wondering if he's going to be like some kind of assistant GM, or they're just going to label it something else. Because it's labeled like player development. So with that being said, do you think they're actually going to hire a GM and him being like an assistant GM or the next guy down from the GM? and they're just going through the interviews and process of hiring a GM. But he looks like he could help Mark Pope out and take some of that stress off with the recruiting wise and figuring out how much they want to offer these kids to come play for Kentucky and get that elite level talent. He did get AJ DeBonta at BYU. So, I mean, if you think about this, is this the kind of guy we need? Or do we need to wait and see what he does at Kentucky before we even think about, like, hey, he's getting these top recruits coming to Kentucky? Because a lot of this is just, we need one or two, at least one, somebody who can take a game over. Maybe even two. We need at least one, and we need elite shooters for this system to work. And that person who could take the game over also needs to be able to shoot 35% from three. At least 35% from three. That way you can't just focus on him driving to the basket and stuff like that, and driving to the paint. He needs to at least be able to have a little bit of a jump shot to his game. So we'll have to see what happens with Keegan Brown coming in there and how that all goes, what kind of players he can help Pope get, and how the system helps with his scouting and stuff like that. We'll have to just see how it goes. But Mark Pope, when you first came here, let me get this off my chest. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I thought Kyle Perry would have retired at Kentucky. I thought Arkansas wouldn't offer him. Nobody seen it coming when it happened. I thought he would have retired. I liked Kyle when he first got here. Yes, we had some frustrating seasons. Yes, we did all this. But Mark Pope, you don't need to go in and say, the last 2 years that I've had here is better than the last 3 years of Cal. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we get where we're coming from. But now look at Cal. He's already in Sweet 16. He's figured it out at Arkansas. He's figured it out here before. So what we need to do, Mark Pope, because Cal's going to retaliate. I have a feeling Cal's going to retaliate. He didn't like it way I've been hearing. He didn't like that comment. And he stood up for you when you beat him at Arkansas. He said he's doing a great job. And I understand, yes, that's something that I didn't like about Cal. He played an easy non-conference schedule for the most part. And Pope did say our schedule's been stronger and we've been without all of our guys in our roster. But don't say, hey, I had a better winning position. Because when you go look at the career-wise, Cal's got you beat. Cal Perry's got you beat by a landslide. And I know you ain't been doing it long, but before you can make that statement, you need at least, you better have a 28-plus win season and probably an Elite Eight before you can make that kind of statement in an SEC title where you make that statement. Because there's a lot of people who wish Cal was back. I'm not one of them. I thought he was going to retire here at Kentucky. But I always considered Kyle was a decent coach, but he was a great recruiter. And talent helped him out a lot. Mark, on the other side, I kind of get the feeling where he's a great coach, but an all right recruiter. So I think with this Keegan Brown situation, I'm hoping this helps with recruiting to get Mark Pope up where he needs to be and get this program back to where it needs to be at for the Kentucky Wildcats in our program. But hit the like button and y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. And y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. And I'll be back with another video sooner or later. See y'all. I'm out.